So that's the good news. I think I'm going to go good news, bad news, good news, bad news. Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to day 7. Had a great night last night in the Green Dragon Hostel. Bit of a sad night watching that Super Bowl. Moving on from that topic. But woke up this morning doing another southbound hike, although this is not a slack pack. Got the full pack going here. If you watched my video yesterday, you know I hiked into Hogpen Gap and walked a 2-mile road walk down to get the ride to the Green Dragon Hostel, which I did so I could get some miles on Sunday and still watch the Super Bowl. But that 2-mile walk from Hogpen Gap isn't a 2-mile walk, it's a 2.8-mile walk. It's downhill, it is on a road, but it was brutal. Walking downhill, slapping feet and knees down the hill, so I did not want to walk up 2.8 miles to start my hike today. So, let's see. Donna dropped me off and a few other folks at Unicoi Gap today, and I'm hiking south. I'm gonna try to get to, I'm not gonna go all the way back to the hostel tonight. I'm going to go to Low Gap shelter. Should be about a 9 or 10 mile hike today. Stay there tonight. Cold but mild. I think it'll be a fine night. And then hike the rest of the way back to Hogpen. Hopefully the road will be open, but it won't be. Hike the 2 miles down the hill and spend another night with Bill and Donna at the Green Dragon Hostel. And then get dropped off at Unicoi and head north again. So, nice day, 32 degrees on the money when we started at 8:15 today. And it's a little warmer, not much, a little wind today, so I bet it's maybe 35 right now. But sun's out, great day for a hike. I've already shed a layer, so it gives you an idea. The climb out of Unicoi Gap was pretty brutal, 1,000 feet straight out of Unicoi Gap over about a mile. Just got to the top, so got that behind me. Looks like the rest of the way to Low Gap shelter is a pretty nice hike. So, well, I guess I can't say heading north, see you on down the trail. I can say see you on down the trail, but I'm heading south today. See you in a few miles. Okay, quick break to catch my breath. That looks like Blue Mountain Shelter. You can't really see it. It's off in the woods there, about 100 yards. Beautiful spot. Holy cow, that has got to be amazing. If it's not windy. I bet that's one windy shelter on a cold night, but it looks like it is looking off of this ridge out at the sunrise. That has got to be an amazing shelter. Looks like a nice camping area too, tenting area. All right, on we go. Well, good afternoon, maybe still good morning. I think it's about noon. Here's a little treat. For about a mile, I've been walking on the trail, but on an old logging road. Now you can't see it right here because of all these rhododendron, is that what those are? I think that's what those are. And they've grown out over the road here. Maybe you'll get a good look at it here in a second, but this has been spectacular. A completely level, wide logging road, or old logging road. Obviously hasn't been used by vehicles in a long time, but let's just hope this goes for, oh, I don't know, 100 miles or so. Maybe get a good look at it now. But I know it doesn't, but maybe it's been about a mile already. Maybe I get another mile out of it, I don't know. But just thought I'd show you a little reprieve here. See you on down the trail. Well, good afternoon, friends. It is about 2:30, and I am bringing you along on a bit of an adventure today. I think I said earlier that I was getting dropped off at Unicoi Gap and hiking back southbound to Low Gap Shelter, 9-mile day. Well, I had a pretty good morning and got to Low Gap Shelter at 1:30. That was about an hour ago, and decided to keep on going. So I'm pushing it a little bit today, and my body's screaming at me. My left knee is screaming at me, and my right Achilles is screaming at me. So I'm slowing it down a bit, but I'm trying to go all the way back to Hogpen Gap. Make that same 2-mile road walk down to the gate and go all the way back to Green Dragon Hostel tonight. A little bit of a test. Probably shouldn't be pushing myself this early. Everybody said don't. Let the miles come. But I was feeling good today. So I'm going to see if I can do this 14-mile day, 16 counting the road walk. I might regret it. We'll see how I feel tonight. Also, I am all the way down to my t-shirt layer for the first time. It's day 7 for the first time. And as everybody can see, the black and gold has finally made it out. It's been buried underneath layers so far. So I hope Commodore Nation out there gives me some good anchor downs in the comments here. I could use the support. Okay, I'm gonna get moving here. I'm gonna take it slow. It's gonna be a very slow last 4 miles because I don't wanna push it too much, but I'll wrap it up at the end of the day and let you know how I did. All right, see you on down the trail. Well, what an end to my day. I don't even know where to begin telling this story. All right, the good news is I'm really proud of myself. I just did a 14.9 mile day, by far my longest so far with my full pack. I had done a 10-mile day slack packing. Try to keep my head in the way of the sun here. But this was a 14-mile day. I think I said earlier in the video, I got to where I thought I was going to end pretty early in the day and pushed on. So that's the good news. I think I'm going to go good news, bad news, good news, bad news. The bad news is I did push a little too hard today. My knees are killing me. My right calf is killing me. I hope I wake up tomorrow morning just stiff and not regretting that decision to push. And so many people told me don't push, but I did. That's the bad news. The good news is when I stepped out of Hogpen Gap, you may recall from my video yesterday that I had a 2-mile road walk, which was brutal. It was actually a 2.8-mile road walk. I stepped out of the woods today, and a Georgia Department of Highway truck was going by. And he slowed down and opened his window and said, "How you doing?" And I said, "Any chance I could jump a ride?" And I jumped into his pickup truck, and he drove me all the way to the bottom. Saved my knees, saved the walk. But the bad news is he drove me to the bottom of the wrong side of the closed highway. You can see, I think maybe back up the road there, the closed gate. This is a 9-mile road. The other way is the 2.8 miles. That's the end I was supposed to be on to meet up with the folks I'm hiking with. He took me the 7-mile way down. And of course I realized it about halfway down. So I'm at the wrong end. I'm at the corner of Georgia 348, which is the closed road, and Georgia 75, which is the highway I'm looking at, and you've probably heard a few cars go by. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get back to the Green Dragon Hostel from the wrong side of this mountain. But that's the end of my day. I might have one more quick update, but what an adventurous day. Talk to you later.